How you doing? How you doing? Hey yo, how you doing? That's not Wendy Williams. That's just me being silly. Okay, video number whatever. Um, my next one is on my experience and how I took care of what I needed to when they ran my Air Force credit check. You know, I don't even know that's what you properly call it, but it's credit check. Um, I did not know that there was a medical bill from a couple years ago for my son, and it was on my credit, and it barely popped up. The really funny thing is, after I passed my ASVAB, and I looked at when it showed up on my credit report, it showed up literally the day after I filled out the paperwork to be sent in for the credit check. So I was like, oh, just my luck. But one thing to do is really take care of it. Start a payment plan. You know, get proof saying, hey, she made this payment. She or he made this payment. This is what they're going to pay us. This is their outstanding balance, and this is when we think it's going to be paid off. And because I guess they compare your debt to income ratio with what you'll be making when you're in there. I don't know how $300 something was more debt than income for me being in there for a month. I don't know what happened with that, but hey, everything's confusing when it's in my mind almost. And then also, since I was a military spouse, I had one credit card, and it was the Star card. Now, the Star card, it's for military personnel, you know, DOD, Air Force, Army, spouses, stuff like that. So what I didn't know is that after your spouse discharge, you are no longer able to maintain an account because you're no longer registered in DEERS. I did not know this. My recruiter did not know this. So it was pretty hard trying to track down, okay, how in the world do I get this taken care of? Because the one man I talked to when I called Military Star was telling me, oh, you're not in DEERS, so you have to get in DEERS before you can make the payment. And there was no way I could negotiate with him to make a payment, which was really frustrating. And then I told my recruiter, so he did some research on it, and then I did some research on it. So I called another woman, and I let her know what was going on. And she said, well, you can go down to your nearest military base. It's just an hour away from you. I said, yeah. And she said, you just use your military ID card to make a payment at the customer service in exchange. I said, I'm no longer a military spouse, so I don't have my ID anymore. And she said, oh, well, then you're going to have to figure out what you can do and try to make an online account to get your statement and make a payment that way. And she assured me I could do it even though my husband was separated and everything. Bull beep! No, it did not let me. Because I wasn't in DEERS. And so she lied to me. She didn't have the right information. And I called her back to dial her extension and I let her know, hey, you can't do it because I couldn't do it. And you told me I could. And she said, oh, well, my mistake, you know, I'll talk to my supervisor and see if it's true. She talked to your supervisor, so it turned out it was true. So I highly suggest if you have a military, if not a military stock, if you have a credit card, get up on those payments. Make them. So I finally talked to the right person and she let me do a check over the phone and I made my payment and I got my statement in the mail. And after I got my statement in the mail, I was able to give it to my recruiter and give him a copy of it. Well, he took a copy and he has that copy now. And I made a statement. You have to write a statement saying who I owed to, what I owed, how I plan to pay for it, what I paid, and I let the statement know I paid my balance from my military star card. My military star card is currently up to date. The statement is along with it to prove that I made that payment. These are the people who are in charge of my medical bill for my son. Here's their information. Here's the account number. Here's what I owe. Here's what I paid. This is when it will be paid off. And then I finally got it paid off, so I sent, after my recruiter had sent in, oh, gonna give you a situation, what not to do. Because some recruiters didn't even know this is how it was working. So so he sent in my paperwork, and they were looking after, because what I did is I got a statement from the bank saying that, hey, we took out the funds for this payment to be posted to this company, and it'll post tonight at 9 p.m. Of course, no recruiters center, armed forces recruitment stations are opened at 9 p.m. So they said that was good enough. So I sent it in. And then a week and a half later, I got a little bit impatient. I'm over conscientious, and I like to check in a lot because some recruiters do get busy and sometimes they do forget. So being with that, when I finally did get an actual statement emailed to me by my bank, and then had another statement from the company, I decided to fax it over. So my recruiter sent it to them, and they called him and say, hey, don't do that because now we have to start all over again. So he had to restart my whole file and everything and then send it in. So now that's why I'm waiting so long, because if I didn't do that, I could have processed already. Today is February 28th. I could have been, at that doing the duck walk, but I was so stupid. Oh my gosh. Poor world. What will you do without me? What will you do with me? No one will ever know. But yeah, so if you have a financial problem that you need to take care of, please let them know, and then try to get it taken care of, even if it's just $10. $10 helps a lot more than you think. If it's $5 and it's some money, or say, hey, I know this is my minimum payment, but I only have $5 to $10 in my bank account. Can I please just, start it off with this? They'll help you out most of the time, because creditors can be a little bit, and so that's what I did, and that's what I suggest you do, is you get on top of that, do your credit report with Equifax first yourself, and then be careful about people using your identity, because another problem I had a hard credit inquiry. I don't have a license yet, because I was pregnant by the time I was driving, and I've been at home with my babies, but regardless of the excuse, someone decided to apply for a car loan in my name, and it was during the time when we already had a car, and I didn't have to worry about driving, and I wasn't even trying to do anything yet, but they were like 2 cities away when they applied for that loan. And so just make sure you check your credit report. Anything on there that will kind of show the military red flag about you, make sure you get it taken care of. Please make sure you get it taken care of, because if you really want to do this, you're going to have to put the work towards it. And if you fucked up a little bit, unfuck it. Just take care of it. You won't regret it. It'll be time consuming, but it'll be so worth it in the end when you get your airman's coin and you graduate. It'll be so worth it. Because right now I'm so happy I came this far, and all I have to do is process, get in debt and get a shipping date. Woo, buddy, I'm ready. So, just handle your financials really carefully from this point on, because you don't want to get any bills, while you're away. So we made sure we took care of everything. And that's my best advice to you for what happened in, my situation, because that's all I can do in these videos. I'm not in yet, but, for more about financial stuff, go talk to a recruiter. They're really helpful. I have 2 honest recruiters that have been helping me and, giving me a little bit of tough love, like, hey, you can't do this. You're doing good, don't do this. And, oh, that might be a boo-boo. And they're really honest about things, so, ask the right questions. Make sure you do, because there will be less confusion. I hate confusion because I'm confused a lot. So, you guys have a beautiful YouTube surfing session. Listen to those awesome songs. Watch more Air Force videos. I suggest that Too Cool for School guy, Brandon MXB, Kyle Gott, Aim High Aaron for the Air Force. Those are the top 4 people. I think it's Jamie Barrientos who does some Air Force videos too. They are the best ones I've seen so far that I've subscribed to, and they've helped prep me a lot mentally for the Air Force because I've been through a lot, and it's gonna go good.